Okay, so someone asked me today, how do I get started riding on rollers? Like literally get started on riding rollers. What I said was I recommend this to everyone, is to practice in between a door jam, like the one back there. The reason for that is you set the rollers in between door jam and you have something to bounce up against when you invariably drift side to side. That said, I don't feel like doing that, and I'll jump to the intermediate step, and that is to have something, a bench or railing ideally, and a wall, but or a bench or something to grab a hold of, something sturdy that's not going to fall over. And this is how I get started. The cool thing about True Trainer rollers is it comes with a platform in the middle that's removable. I'm not going to put that on there, just to kind of, again, jump to the intermediate level. But this is how I get on rollers. On a road bike, you could do this a lot easier. I just don't feel like setting that up. And as a side note, I've been sick for the past few days, or not feeling great, and so I haven't ridden at all. So this is actually kind of a good primer for me and anyone that's watching. But anyway, this is how I get started. I set the bike up here. Though the pro move is to do this, is get on the bike this way. So actually, I'll do the pro way of doing it instead of the way I do it normally, just because I'm not too skittish about stepping on a very narrow rail to climb on the bike. But what you do is you clip one foot in on the rollers, and then you position your bike on top of the rollers in the middle. So now you're at a 45-degree angle. Lean over, and ideally you have enough standover clearance where you can basically do this. Have one foot on the floor, one foot at 90 degrees or 3 o'clock. And as you lean over, you can put your weight on the solid surface and pedal backwards a little bit so you can get your other foot at 90. Keep in mind, I'm on the top tube. You can be on the saddle if you want, but it's just safer, lower center of gravity when your crotch is on the top tube. And now I'm not quite clipped in, but what I do is I sit up like so, and as I'm coming down 3 o'clock, click. Now I'm fully clicked in. Like I said, I don't do that when I get on rollers. For whatever reason, I make it harder on myself and climb up onto the bike and get clipped in. But what I just showed you is how you should do it. And that said, so I'll go back to where I was before. Now you're clipped in both feet. And what I recommend is starting in not a super low gear, but when you do start in a super low gear for the first time, it's because what keeps you up is your inertia, and your cadence is what builds up that inertia and that momentum. And what you want to do is get to a cadence that makes you feel comfortable enough where you've got enough momentum of the wheels to make you want to balance, like so. And this, I'm going to start the computer, it's a 60 cadence, 60 RPM. And now I'm at a dangerously low 40, probably get down to 20 because that's when it cuts out. But anyway, you want to get yourself up to a cadence that makes you feel comfortable, that you have enough inertia to balance upright. And for most people, that's about 70 to 80 RPM. And then if you have a road bike, you can shift up to maintain that as it gets easier. Another pro tip is tires make all the difference in the world on rollers. And one of the things that people don't, this is a track racer specific thing, is you train on clinchers all the time, and then you go to race and you put on your race wheels. Well, the thing is tubular tires have a lot lower rolling resistance, and you get on there, same gear, different tires, and it's not nearly enough resistance, and you start pedaling really, really fast. But it's the same kind of thing if you have on road bike, and that's the advantage of having gears, is you can gear up. So this is me getting started. One hand on the handlebar, one hand on the solid surface. Get enough balance, 2 hands on, and then you can ride. And then ride no hands eventually. But that's Rollers 102. Thanks for watching.